This is John Blossom for Robin Good TV on July 19th. Sorry to be catching up with you late, a long day, but there are some interesting headlines I'd like to share with you. First, paycontent.org and others talk about the Dow Jones Earnings, and the most interesting part of that, from my perspective, is that online is still very much on track. It's growing healthily, both in terms of revenue and subscribers. You might think of the Wall Street Journal as one of the largest gated communities in the world. Everybody is willing to pay their dues to be a member of some club, and there's a very big club of people who consider the relatively low barriers to entry of Wall Street Journal subscription a little bit of cachet, something that can distinguish them from the crowd when they're talking about business. So I expect other issues to be cropping up around Dow Jones, but I expect their online operations to continue to thrive. Over at CNET News, Google is being talked about in terms of their earnings, where their revenues are looking very good, but earnings per se were a little bit off because of expenditures that were, shall we say, a little bit ahead of track. I think Google is fine for the short term. They seem to be executing on plan fairly well. The culture is strong, but the big gap there is social media, where they are beginning to bolster up Blogger with its recent acquisition of FeedBlitz/FeedBurner. And those are good moves. However, I think there's still a huge gap in terms of community. Google has many strengths, but understanding how people interact with one another is not always necessarily the strongest point that they have to play. And finally, over at Wall Street and Technology on Content Blogger, we have a link to a story about Thomson Financial, which is going to be providing information on executives and private companies through a company called Generate that we've highlighted on Content Blogger in the past. This is a very interesting use of Generate to be able to provide investment bankers with information about people with whom they're trying to either cut deals or syndicate debt or what have you. So for people in a very high-end sales and marketing role, the Generate information is coming into play, which is not surprising as financial content aggregators try to find more points of uniqueness to offer their customers. Thanks very much. That's it today for Robin Good TV. I hope that you have a good day or a good evening wherever you are. Thanks.